Hello friends, this is Christian Wiese. Today I have a big question for you. Can we fight for liberation? Now that question came about when I read a book by Adi Shankara, and he said in it, look, it is very hard to get an incarnation as a human being on the blue planet. Don't take it for granted. If you have a healthy body, if you have a sound mind, if you understand the scriptures, it is your job to struggle for liberation. And I thought to myself, I qualify. Do I struggle enough for liberation? And I actually discussed that for a while with my friends, and everybody had a different opinion. Maybe there is no right answer to it. We all have to find our own answer. But today I read a very interesting quote, and it was kind of the answer that I was looking for, by U.G. Krishnamurti. Let me read it out. It is society that has placed the desire for freedom, the desire for liberation, the desire for God, the desire for moksha. That is the desire you must be free from. Then all these other desires fall into their own natural rhythm. You suppress these desires only because you are afraid of society, if you act on them, or because you see them as obstacles to your main desire, freedom. By suppressing these desires, you're not going to be free. I think that's a very important insight. We can always ask who exactly wants to be free. For example, if we say, I must not be wealthy, wealth binds me, instead I must be enlightened, like an Eckhart Tolle or a Sadhguru, then who exactly is talking here? Isn't it kind of cool to be a Sadhguru, an Eckhart Tolle, when everybody knows and admires you? What exactly is behind that desire to be free? And what exactly is behind the criticism we have when we think about sex and wealth and success, material success? That is a question we have to answer every moment. And we have to follow what we feel is important to us. So in my case, I'm a writer. I hang out with spiritual friends in the community. I have my own family life, 2 teenage boys. So those are kind of my missions in life. But on a moment by moment basis, I always have to ask, who exactly is behind that? Is it the me, myself, and I? Or am I riding the higher energy? There is no real effort in that. It's much more a mindfulness. It's much more an ability to realize when we're out of balance, and the ability to be silent, quiet, still, at ease, at peace. That is really the challenge of the moment. I wouldn't call that struggle at all. Another interesting story that came to me today, which I thought was cute. So there is the headmaster who speaks to 2 monks and says, look, I have a vision for you. He says to the first monk, you go into the mountains and you meditate there until you are free. And then he turns to the other monk and he says, for you I also have a vision. You go into the city, you marry a beautiful girl, and you start a family. And the second monk gets a little upset and says, how can you do this? How come he lives that spiritual life, and for me, you only have a secular life? How come that I get the short stick? And the headmaster smiles and says, my friend, you're on the fast track to God. I think that's quite beautiful. Sometimes, by being thrown into the challenges of life, we actually able to really sort through all our desires and suddenly are able to see what is real and what is not. Everybody is God speaking. When we have that attitude, then in a sense there is no struggle for liberation. There is only a showing up every moment. One more quote, if I may, which goes exactly in the same direction. I also thought it was beautiful. A friend, Michael Markham on Facebook, sent this one. You are woven into the fabric of this beautiful tapestry, and all of your struggles to escape it merely tighten the threads. I think that's quite beautiful once again. So spirituality always says avoid fame, wealth, sex, because the more you engage, the deeper the quicksand will pull you down. Now this is exactly the opposite. If you avoid life in the desire to be free, you will be pulled into exactly the same quicksand. So the trick is you find what your mission in life is, and then every moment you just show up and do your best. No struggle to be free. The moment at hand gives us the blessing to be free. That would be my conclusion. All right, I hope you found this helpful. If you want to shoot me a text or a message and tell me what your own solution to the question is, I would like that very much. All the best. Until next time. Bye.